Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes is taking a look at this bill. Khalif, first let's start. What is this bill actually pushing to do?
Not much in there right now. They've only released the title and they've recommended that it goes to judiciary for 2 readings. But what I can tell you is this is I won't say a publicity step, but this is a jab. This is a push and maybe a pull to try to get more attention. I mean, he has 5 co-sponsors. Most of them are election deniers. You're talking about Lindsey Graham. You're talking about Josh Caldwell, the guy from Missouri, gave the fist pump, motivating the rioters, and then ran out of the Capitol when the rioters went in there. And so a lot of these folks really don't have a lot of this backing to see that this can get through. Obviously, it won't pass in the Senate at all. So this is just something to show support. But the big question is it constitutional? I mean, we know from our Supreme Court in a couple minutes, hopefully, if this is constitutional. But if we look at the past, if we look at how they've ruled in the past, I don't think there is anything in our Constitution that should say this is constitutional. Nixon v. Fitzgerald is probably the only case that you can point to which says there's presidential immunity for a current and former president for civil liability. So I think there's some footing there. But when you add the criminal liability, I think that removes it from the table because these gets weird conversations. Well, can I assassinate my opponent? Can I have SEAL Team 6 go and kidnap people? That's when this gets really, really murky. And so I don't think there's any precedent, and I don't think we want to set that precedent to have the president be immune from criminal liability.
And no surprise that this discussion is happening right now, especially during an election year, right?
I think you put this out there, during an election year, and you let the Supreme Court justice, they're not blind. It's just like when you put a jury in a box, you say, don't watch the news. We know they're watching the news because Samuel Alito's wife is flying the flag upside down. So we understand that they can see the current events that are happening of the day. But we have to remember that this is a push to let them know where the Republicans are standing, which is we believe the president should be protected. The only other document that I can point to is in the wake of the Watergate scandal, the Department of Justice did issue a letter saying that we should not prosecute the president for criminal or civil liability because the office of the president and how much it weighs and how much other countries look at that office, and if we can attack our president, what kind of precedent would it set for the rest of the world? And I agree that that office is something that should be protected, but we have never been in a situation like this where this office has done things that is outside the lines of the office of the president. And so because these lines are blurred, I think his bill has no chance of going anywhere. But I am interested to see what this Supreme Court has to say about that, because if they come out and say that he is immune, then by all means, that one will have at least some more teeth and some more footing.
Khalif, I think back to maybe Watergate and Nixon, but have you ever seen a time in the nation's history where we've had so many different challenges to prove the fact that no one is above the law?
I mean, you don't have to just point to Nixon. I mean, Clinton is another
right?
example,
Yeah,
but these are all civil examples. The Clinton Paula Jones situation, it was sexual harassment. She filed a civil claim against him, and the court stayed that for a little bit of time while he was in office. Again, protecting the office of the president, but not saying that you are immune, clearly immune from civil, and if it regards to your duties of the president. And in his situation, these were before he was the president. So we have cases that talk about currently civil liability. We have things that talk about before you were the president, absolutely immune because it has nothing to do. But we're talking about after you were the president and for criminal liability, which is new, uncharted water. I mean, again, everyone is watching. The Supreme Court has had a number of cases that have been major. Roe v. Wade, obviously the biggest one. But this one would be right up there, if not close to tying or above, if they come one way or the other. So we'll have to see.
We will see. It could happen at any moment this morning.